Hi, hello, and welcome to the Galactic Councilorship Report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Ablossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for Pisces rising. If you do not know your rising, start with your North Node. Everything else becomes less accurate depending on the sign and the chart, really the month in the chart. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing us the privilege to do so. You belong to Welcome Home. Virtuous of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Today, we will be imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. That's by Isabella Rotman over at Liminal 11 Publishing. We will also be clarifying any findings, mainly from the Cosmic Coven Tarot Minor Arcana by Lisa Lazenby, and that is over at Ripe Avocado. This is for any type of pairing energy, so multiples or triples, etc. We'll also be clarifying any findings for correlative or corresponding energy by Vida Sibilla, that's by Los Scarabello. There'll be other cards as well. We'll know at that time what that means. And we'll talk about the deck then. I want to say just a quick prayer after the housekeeping, and then we'll begin by laying 4 cards. Those will be the core, crystallized, and central energy of the entire spread. Any additional cards will modify or clarify. Some housekeeping is that you can always fast forward or reduce the speed of the podcast or the video, depending on what platform you're on, by going into the settings. It's usually close to the player, not the app settings, but the video settings is close to wherever you're viewing, depending on the platform. We're also putting the summary in the about section or the show notes or the description box according and depending to the platform that you're on. So just keep that in mind. We do timely, also known as cyclical guidance here, not timeless, also known as secular guidance here. So just keep that in mind. It's a podcast format, even though there's video. So if a podcast app is better for you, we're starting to propagate that. The information's in the show notes. Let us begin, okay? Great Spirit, to all those still lost out there, to illusion, delusion, and confusion, lost in the seas of time, traps are in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the splendid grace of the divine, unconditional loving universal oneness. Ho'oponopono, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that our steps be ordered, our path be illuminated, and that we find salvation and redemption in this life. May we all be happy. May we be whole. May we be at peace. May we receive everything we ever wanted, starting with what we deserve. Let's begin. We have 4 cards right now. That's the Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles. Again, Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. And there's a message to keep going. So this is actually a message from the other side, but we're seen as the Queen of Wands. Okay, I'm going to say that as well. This is an unsecure reading, so we're tapping into another energy, entity, ideologies, purview, cycle, and then I'll capstone here with our energy. So I will make sure to tighten the guidance before we impose it, okay? And again, Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, One more time, Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands in and of itself is they're the beauty, and it's not always about their face. Oftentimes it is. The wands are extra attractive, okay? But this is talking about their energy. It's their energy that's beautiful. With the cups, it would be their heart. With the pentacles, it would be their skill set and how they refine and cultivate their environment surrounding locations. With the swords, it's their skills around technicalities, intellect, reasoning, communication. So with the wands, it's about them being high vibrational. The queens are needs. So this is a person that needs draw desires, passions, motivations, leadership, vision. Maybe not to them. Maybe they need to cultivate a life. The queens live out of their adeptness, their adroitness at draw desires, passions, motivations, and it's typically their own. Maybe they are aligning with the vision. They could be perpetuating that vision for others. Now we have it with a partner energy here. So the Ten of Wands, Queen of Wands, Ten of Wands. They need to build something here. They need to erect a foundation. Not only the Ten of Wands is bad, it's needing to set something down because you're going through a karmic cycle and you're becoming burdened or overwhelmed. But with one of the masters here, being the queen, this is needing to build, needing to erect some type of foundation. Okay, if you're on the video, I'm making an illusion. I'm alluding to something here. So we also have the Seven of Cups. So this is oftentimes a lot of different options when it's a baseline energy. So this could be basically needing to get up from the table and review options because whatever's being offered to us is either to make us move quickly or to confuse us. In and of itself, it's conjuring something up. So it's the drawing board, it's the template. Oftentimes the options or what's given initially needs to be reviewed. Okay, there is also an alert or a caution, a warning here that something may be unhealed, unawakened. It may be, filtered through the swamp, living in sin, basically meaning bound by instinct versus intuition. That word is a little bit evocative, visceral, living in sin. It means the biblical sense and it also means other things. Living under a frequency, energy, vibration that may prompt a being to react versus respond. So to go to your triggers, to go to your instincts, to go to where you're activated and have things in the front of your consciousness, less so than being of choice, being of purpose. So there could be some type of gaslighting here, mirage, illusion, confusion, delusion, some type of mirror, some type of facade, objects in the rearview mirror appear. Quote, there's some type of funny funhouse mirror situation here. And then the Nine of Pentacles, this is our energy here. And so we're Midas touch or pre-Midas touch. So we're in that fertile garden. Whatever we kind of focus our energy on becomes bountiful because we've laid a foundation. If you haven't seen the Temple Kitty, this is Priestess Chandi. I don't know if you're on the video or not. So we've laid some type of foundation. So whatever we're investing does yield. Nine of Pentacles is yield. Whatever we sow, we do eventually reap. The Nine of Pentacles is reaping. And that's our Pisces energy here. So for Pisces rising, the sun is moving through our seventh house. So that means that, others. It can be open enemies, I'll be honest. It can be the position of what's coming across our path in terms of crossings, of oppositions, okay? It doesn't always have to be negative, but it can very well be with the seventh house. Typically, it's what we come across once we venture away from our own space. And it can be partnerships, close one-on-one relationships, marriage partnerships, business partnerships, even a close friend if we have a one-on-one relationship with them. And if we're going through some type of process or crisis, we might be working through a heavy-duty project that takes extra hours. We might be going through some surgery, going through some type of lawsuit, going through some type of audit. In that case, the coworker, the accountant, the lawyer, the doctor, the surgeon, the specialist, they become also that one-on-one relationship, okay? So We have the Eight of Wands. Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands means needing expansion, needing swiftness, needing things to speed up. There might be a goddess vector here. We have Knight of Pentacles with the Hermit card, so that's Venus in Virgo. Scorpio rising got that as well. We also have the Two of Pentacles. So here's the deal there. You know, something needs to be attended to from a higher level. We need to turn within and find some type of soul's wisdom, which is the thing. And the sword, there's the swords, Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords. So a lot of this is similar energy, and we'll make sure to get on from that. It's just that we have a pair of twos here, Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords. There is some type of partnership. It doesn't need to be a long-term union like a marriage or a friendship, and it could be temporary. It could have some type of termination point. Ten of Swords is canceling something out, a termination point, breakthrough after breakdown, some type of forced heavy-duty enlightenment. Again, second time today we've gotten Ten of Wands, Ten of Cups. There's a culmination completion. We've gone through an ordeal with the karmic cycle here. We have the Page of Cups here with the Hermit, which means we could be dealing with a Virgo rising. Papa's working, sweetheart. And then if you're not on the video, we have the Temple Kitty visiting. And then we have the King of Wands, Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Okay, so we're starting to get different energy here. Again, we have another pair of sixes. So there is gifts, grants, favors. We're in a winning position. Although I do want to be clear that we went through some things. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Also, that's union. There's a union here where we have a match. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Okay, so we have three pages here. So there's definitely lots of messages. Definitely lots of journey. We're being prepared for something. So let's say it this way. Um, Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Okay, yeah, so definitely. So Five of Swords is the covering on our life. Yeah, it's all those things. Open enemies, short-sightedness, lose-lose situation, bitter, venom, viscer, usually from another person. So it's not just haterade, Five of Wands. It's actual like enmity. So we have three pages here: Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. So let me be clear about this. When you have the Page of Cups, there's the chosen child. When you have the Page of Pentacles, that's the one with who's has that clear potential. Page of Swords, that's the one who gives a little bit of an issue. We're concerned about them, not because they could be precocious or promiscuous, and that might mean what it sounds like or not. Okay, they have a libido. Now, let me be clear. I'm using the biological version there, which means they have an appetite that needs to be satiated. It could mean a hunger drive. It could mean a sex drive. It could mean there's something about them that's voracious that needs to be sated. So they could have this thirst for knowledge. You can't ignore it. They could have this search for answers. You can't ignore it. With the Page of Swords, there is something that needs to be quenched within them. And it's an appetite of some kind. Libido is a drive in the system that needs to be soothed or satiated. And that's also what that's what that means. Something that will need to be soothed. I know it has a connotation, a sexual one. We'll move on from that. Now, there's a lot of partner energy here, and I mean partnership, matching energy, and things come out in pairs or partners. Okay, baby girl, I'm working. Right, so we're going from this Queen of Wands energy over to the Seven of Cups energy. And if we're dealing with the seventh house, it means we need high energy. We need drive, desires, passions, motivations. We need affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement. We need to build. We need a builder. We need things to move swiftly. We need things to progress. So Page of Cups, Seven of Cups means feeling overwhelmed, feeling like bombarded, or feeling like we have multiple options. Because Page of Cups, Ace of Cups also means we're feeling open. Page of Cups, Nine of Cups, we're feeling content. Page of Cups, Ten of Cups, we're feeling fulfilled. And that means also we have three tens here. So three tens in a reading means culmination, expansion, and has usually to do with something about like our entire life or a major cycle has culminated, not just completed. Could we have a pair of nines as well? So a two of nines, a pair of nines, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles means a completion. Pairs or multiples of tens means culmination. So the difference between a culmination and completion is you go to the next step. It's like when you finish that chapter, you might not finish that book, or you might still be on the same page and you just have a line break and you keep going. When you have a culmination, you turn the page, you end the chapter, you may even end the book, and you prepare for something almost completely different or a major shift here. Okay. So the thing about this is we've been being prepared for something. We've been prepared for some type of material blessing. Page of Pentacles. With the Page of Pentacles, we could also be being prepared for some type of venture into learning a practical skill. Page of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, that means feeling destined, feeling endowed, feeling enshrined, feeling installed. Page of Swords, Ten of Swords. That could be feeling enlightened or feeling betrayed. It's either or. The sun usually needs to come out for that, but we have a few completion cards, but none of them are in the swords. Page of Swords, Ten of Swords, feeling in line of feeling betrayed. Page of Swords, Five of Swords, feeling again betrayed. It's feeling betrayed here. It's feeling betrayed. Page of Swords, Six of Swords. It's feeling clear because we know what we know. We know that we have standards and boundaries, that something didn't really work out, something wasn't respected, something overrode, bypassed, dismissed us, and then we moved on, moved forward. Because it was just clear. It wasn't pleasant, we didn't like it, but we were clear. It wasn't even a disappointment. Because Six of Swords, especially when we have multiple sixes, Six of Pentacles, Six of Swords, that's receiving grace, clearance, essentially. We're let out of something. The Six of Swords is the river Styx. Six of Pentacles here is favor, receiving favor. We put in a fair amount. We put in equally beneficial, nourishing needs exchange, but it wasn't necessarily fair. We tried, we attempted. It was tit for tat here, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. We have a lot to give and we're willing to give in proportion to. And it's not a miserly, bitter, but the Five of Swords here does give some inverted meaning. So there was a covering, a calling, a covenant on our life. If somebody attempted to touch it, things on their end wouldn't have gone well. So there's a little bit of negatives. We're going to go through these. There was some illusionary success, Nine of Cups in reverse. Why is it in reverse? Because we have either the devil, which is not present, or a five right next to it. So fives give a few things here, inversion, and not us, because we have the corresponding energy to this Five of Swords, the Page of Swords. So Page of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who needs praise. They need affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement, attention. They didn't get it. They felt some kind of way, and they did a couple somethings. They did a couple somethings. Okay. Nine of Cups in reverses means vain or vainglorious, prideful, illusionary success. Ten of Cups in reverse. They've defiled their name or they've gone a little violent, maybe even physically violent. Six of Pentacles in reverse. They're jealous, envious, actually, enmity. King of Wands in reverse. I'll be honest, that's, ooh, okay, it's bigotry. Ten of Swords in reverse. They've been given multiple chances, they haven't done anything, and now they've got to go through purification and punishment. They've got to deal with the consequence. It's no longer forgiveness territory. And even if there's forgiveness, there's no tolerance anymore. The consequence, something needs to be paid for. It's kind of like a pound of flesh. And with the Five of Swords, we can forgive them, but God won't. Or we can forgive them, but the system won't. Or we can forgive them, but the institution won't. So even if we withdraw our claim, there's a higher body, a higher power that will take it over, whether it's the legal system, whether it's the heavens. Okay, again, this Five of Swords does not pertain to us because we also have the Knight of Swords on our side, Two of Swords on our side. So we're feeling either confused, Page of Swords, or we're feeling discerning, critical. And it's like we're feeling critical about something, Pisces, because there's terms and conditions here. This other side has the Three of Swords. So they've been suspended in some kind of way. And Five of Swords, we've revoked. Ten of Swords, we've canceled. They've been canceled. Maybe not in general, maybe not across the globe, but according to us, in our own house, in our own alignment, in our own future, in our own path, in our own environment, and location, they're canceled. Persona non grata, unwelcome person. The Page of Cups in reverse is, it could mean innocent and naive to the detriment, but not with this Three of Swords. It means that there was a lesson that wasn't learned. We're dealing with another person here. Another energy, entity, ideology, probably in the form of an enemy, most likely in the form of a being. Because we're desiring discernment or clarity. Something needed to be attended to. We did attempt to make some type of partnership or relationship here. It almost became a union. We were matched up in terms of being called to one another, attracted to one another. There was some type of agreement in the divine. This pair of sixes says that there was an agreement before we came to this life. And with the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups as a Freudian means that there's a disappointment here. But the Five of Swords means that agreement has been suspended, revoked, withdrawn. It's been canceled out and voided with the Ten of Swords, and it was already suspended with the Three of Swords. And because somebody else didn't honor those terms, it wasn't us. We went back to that drawing board, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, trying to make it work. And another energy, the other party, didn't fulfill their terms of the agreement. So I want to know what this triple 10 is about. King of Swords. So that's mastery of a technical skill. It also could be intellect, reasoning, communication, that we're very, very good at that. And the last part here with this King of Swords means we might have to exercise some judgment here. We might have to impose some judgment. Yeah, Three of Swords, King of Cups. Okay, so this other side can do it. Okay, and we might have been confused about a few things, and instead of dialogue, communication, curiosity, investigation, examination, there's compassion here, but not a lot of mutual work. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. There could have been triangulation or obfuscation. I don't know why that is obfuscation, But the Three of Pentacles could also mean, instead of there being collaboration, there was some type of cabal, gossip, coordination, orchestration, machination. Because we're in this Page of Swords. This is delayed news or bad news, or we're scrutinizing something. Something wasn't made as clear as it could be. Something wasn't made as clear as it should be. What is this pair of nines? Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, please. And a Wands, either a difficult cycle or a burden, something needed to be let go, put down. It could have even been a karmic cycle. Yeah, because Ten of Pentacles, it was destined. It might be that they were destined to disappoint us so that we woke up and did something, figured something out. Because in the higher world, in the spirit, Nine of Swords. Where the other party is, Ten of Pentacles. Where we both are is Ten of Wands. So they might have agreed to do a difficult part of being a nemesis or a villain in our story. And maybe in general they're not, but they agreed to play that role in our life for us to gain some type of clarity. Five of Cups, Six of Pentacles. We might have needed a bubble burst or some type of cold water in the face. What do these three pages mean? The best messages, yeah. Page of Wands, Golden Child. Okay, well, where we are is the Ten of Swords. We needed some type of clarity, enlightenment. It needed to break out, break free from something, but it had to be kind of hacked off. A breakdown comes from a break. I mean, a breakthrough comes from a breakdown, and a betrayal never comes from the enemy. Four of Swords. This other side is in resuscitation. They're concussed here. There's some type of convalescence. Eight of Wands. Okay, the energy is moving in towards withdrawal. There can be some attempt to get to higher ground, but it's really more like we kind of want to move on from this now. What do these pair of twos mean? Yeah, so this is a partnership that has broken down. Five of Swords. There's either some self-interest, Five of Swords. It could have been short-sighted, Five of Swords, meaning lose-lose victory. Standards and boundaries. And this other side is good by themselves. They don't need more of this. Three of Swords. We're having to anchor in, integrate some type of knowledge or understanding, some kind of truth. I do feel like the purpose was for us to become adept at a cold hard truth through a rude awakening. It's given me two things. We didn't understand that somebody wanted something from us because it wasn't disclosed. It wasn't shared out loud. They might have thought that they told us whatever, but it wasn't language that they were using. They were modeling behavior, and there's expectations here. The Queen of Wands has expectations. And it's usually that traditional gender based, be a man, act like this, act like that. And it doesn't always mean that that's what it equates to. And I don't like that language. It's very gendered, it's very antiquated. But they do need, in general, large in charge, direct, bold, confident, that might not have gotten that. There might have been things to the Queen of Wands that were obvious that were never made obvious to us. Things that go without saying need to be said just once. Common sense is not as common as you think. You know, you cannot hold somebody accountable till you take the time to make them accountable. There was an option to a wands that might have never been exercised. And some of this wisdom is gained through pain here, unfortunately. So we have a pairing, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. Let's see what that's talking about. Yeah, partnership. There was an opportunity for a relationship here. So the King and Queen of Wands is a partnership, a union. A union. This match was something that almost came into be. A pair of aces, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles here. We also have the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. It should have been, you know, this could be us, but you playing. That's what I'm. That's what I'm hearing because, you know, it really is what it is here. The King and Queen of Wands is also seen as something that could still be, but the heavens is allowing. Ten of Cups is the heavens. The heavens is allowing this to kind of dissipate because one party's not putting in the energy that needs to. With the Three of Swords on this opposing side over here, it means that not everything's been put in. There's some type of terms and conditions, Three of Swords. It's already under revocation protocol. Five of Wands, and since we have this Five of Swords, and since we have this Page of Swords, we're being prepared for something else. And actually, we're the ones who are the complainant. We're the ones who have filed this. Yeah, and it's supposed to be a union. Two of Cups. It's actually rather sad. But this could have been something. And let's just raffle this through. Yeah, Six of Swords. So we'll be guided to the thing that's for us in this life. This should have been protected, however, Seven of Wands is gonna come through. So this is something that should have been protected and it wasn't, not sufficiently. And it could be because there's delays and all of that. But the delays are not clear except on this other side. The Three of Swords really does talk a lot deeply about delays. So we've got to do some clarification with the Veda Sibila. I was thinking about this Page of Swords, Five of Swords, because that's really compatible energy, correlative energy. So we have disgrazia here, some type of rupture. It can be a disgrace. Either the tower is falling or everything's already been problematic, crisis mode for a while, and the solutions coming through. I don't think that's it because we're sitting here in dispiacere. There's been delays, disruption, departures, disruptions, and it's protracted. It might feel a little cruel, a little unfair, dispiacere, displeasure. This other side is fanciulla. So it's not that they're virginal, maybe. It's that they're inexperienced here. And then we're also dealing with sacerdote. So something here is official or divine or it's undercover. There's a policy, procedure, protocol here. Morte. We've called in and our energy has changed. I think there was an assumption that something would always be, and it shifted. Because we called in discernment. Page of Swords, Nine of Swords with the Two of Swords. We called in discernment. What is this? What is this? Because Nine of Pentacles, we're ready, we have everything. This other side is so spirit. So all of a sudden, something has happened where they're like, that was a turn. Gran Signore, Lamante Gran Signore. So now they want to hope, wish, pray, send us some love and whatever, what have you. Because we're maritata. We're somebody that can create or give we're the fertility that they need. Maybe that is a fertile ground. Maybe we just have abundant energy or the Midas touch. Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. I gotta know what that is. Viaggio. Something is coming this way. We're gonna get some type of affection, and this disgrazia, this crisis, is on the other side because Dottore. We gave somebody something that they didn't know they needed at the moment that they got it. I'm curious about this Queen King of Wands with the Ten of Wands. Messaggeri, or yeah. Okay, somebody wants to put something to bed. They're hoping that they can salvage the situation because Fortuna is here in the shared energy. Vidova, they want to bury the hatchet. Five of Swords is burying the hatchet when the self-interest goes away. We might not realize this page of this Ten of Pentacles, though. It's a very kind of soft maybe. So when we have pairing energy, partnership energy, we have two of them here. There's Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and then we also have this King and Queen of Wands. So for the Pentacles here, I mean for the tens, the pair of tens, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, there's also the Ten of Wands, but that's not included in pairing energy. We have outer turmoil. So there's battles, arguments, unnecessary conflicts, feels like the world is falling apart. Physical world filled with chaos, confusion, disruption. Remember that disgrazia came out twice. It's because this is the cycle. And it's, remember I said it's not feeling like it. It's no, definitely not. This other side is getting a no, definitely not. Because critical junctions, cycles. So what this tells me is they had access to us and they didn't do anything with it. And now that things have changed so much, they're wanting to come back. And in the spiritual world, the goal was for us to take leaps of faith and to have some type of need to face a major change. And that would have helped us align to an outcome because we could have been something. But what's happening is that now the course of evolution of this connection has had a turning point because it was about cycles. They had access to us, they didn't do anything with us, and now that they've lost access to us, they want to do something. So it solidifies the lesson. Because we could have had a catalyst and grown together and healed together, but we're healing apart. And now we, Pisces, have outpaced this individual, this being, this entity, energy, ideology, enemy or otherwise. So the narrative here for cycles is that we keep replaying the same story over and over and over again, and it never ends well. When are we going to do better so we can be better? In another life, we had our chance in this life. So family takes each other for granted, stops learning from one another, stuck spiritually, or helps each other grow not only as individuals but as spiritual beings. That was the opportunity and we didn't take that. That was the opportunity and we didn't take that. So listen, let's look at this King and Queen of Wands. Okay, Pisces. So Leo energy. We're bigger, brighter, and better, or we're this Queen of Wands. But there's also twin flame here. They denied the connection. That's still what's happening. There needs to be more self-love. That's what the universe wants. Denial connection. Too fast, too slow, wrong timing, can't, will not commit, afraid of hurting you or hurting themselves. There is another party involved. We're not ready for that deep connection. This individual is future focused. Positive outlook of life, focusing on future, awakened being aligned with connection, strong sense of self. Feeling hopeful. So I was used to being the center of attention or everyone's attention. I was used to being the central focus of everyone's attention, but your magnetism outweighed mine, and I was insecure about it. So they're used to having people bend to their will, stumble over backwards to get towards them, and that's not what happened. We're in this twin flame energy. I recognize our connection was intense and it still burns my soul. It's a connection that can never be broken, but it is one that must be balanced in order to move forward together. We never work towards balance together. We work towards separation. Maybe not intentionally, but that's effectually what happened. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing the privilege to do so. If anything resonated deeply with you, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care. Ciao. Avida Zane. Sayonara. Das vidania. Arrivederci.